In a nutshell, the elite members of JSA were immediately celebrated once they finished the academy. You literally can go anywhere in Montero Valley and not know who these people were. I mean, their faces were plastered over everything. I remember the times when they came to me for help. Then once they made it big, I'm immediately ghosted and I go unmentioned. It was terrible. I didn't even get the cool shades and suit that everyone else got. I was handed a book for all my troubles and expected to return it to them once I found out it was a dud. The way they had them, it was like they were worshipped, and I just didn't exist. It was crazy, maddening almost. However, I spent hours into this book, and to the point where it was almost nighttime, almost another day, midnight, until I continued reading it until I finally found some answers. I even read it to the point where I got a strange paper cut on a strange page, and that's when I met her.
Greetings, Master. I am a fairy designed to serve the owner of this book. Tell me, what is it that you desire?
Okay, last I checked, I was completely sober after leaving JSA. I know I can't be hallucinating. Tell me, what exactly makes me your master?
The blood from your pact automatically confirms it.
So, that strange-looking page I cut my finger on was a blood pact, huh? Interesting. Well, you did ask me what I desired, so I best not keep you waiting. There are two things I'm in serious need of at the moment. Superpowers and a team to call my own.
Those are a set of rather odd demands. Tell me, what's the occasion?
Oh, it's nothing. Just a bunch of crooked people who cheated me out of everything I was promised once I finished the academy. They gave me what they believed to be a dud item and made me an unofficial member of JSA. Thanks to said item, no one wanted to form a team with me, and with no team, I can't do missions. You can see the loop I'm currently stuck in.
Strange. I figure with you being the owner of this book, you should have already known how to use magic.
Yeah, that's another issue. Apparently this book is written in an unknown language no one here can translate. Like several others, I was tempted to return this book to those conniving scoundrels until you showed up. Can't you translate this? Don't you know any magic?
I currently lack the permissions to translate the book. However, I do have access to basic level magic, if that's enough.
Hey, basic is better than nothing. I'll take whatever I can get at this point. So, what's the fastest way I can learn this magic and put together a team?
Well, there's this one method called partner synchronization. It can be done instantly, but the costs might be too high. As for a team, that's something solely up to your discretion.
Up to my discretion, huh? I got it. You will be my first teammate.
You want me to be your teammate? Inconceivable. In my current form, I don't think I'll be of any help.
Well, I wouldn't sell myself too short. Like I told the others, our team is just starting out, and we just so happen to be in the market for new recruits. I also can't wait to try this partner synchronization thing you were talking about. Sounds exciting.
You actually want this? Very well. I shall comply, Master.
Yes, now that's what I'm talking about. But call me partner instead of master. Sounds weird.
As you command, my partner. Let's get started.
Yeah, that sounds much better. On the subject of names, my name's Justin. What's yours?
I don't have a name. It's your duty as my partner to give me one. You can only name me once. Be warned. Once I'm named, my persona will embody the attributes based on the chosen name. So please, choose wisely.
It's like playing those RPG games. Nice. Let me see.
A few moments later.
Yes, your name will be Fidelia.
Fidelia. How so?
If I had to choose a partner, it would be with someone who represents faithfulness and loyalty, correct?
Fidelia. My name is Fidelia and my partner is Justin. I am loyal to my partner. Yes, I understand.
From that day onward, the two of us agreed to always work as a team. It definitely showed during our dungeon crawls in the JSA facility. It was a very fun experience, exploring a virtual dungeon with my very own team. I even forgot about all that crazy stuff about what happened between me and those gray suits and how those elite members ghosted me out of the blue. For once, I felt that I was the lead in this story, and people like that just weren't a part of it. It was really just fun seeing this virtual world come to full play. I just didn't even know something like that even existed. You couldn't dungeon crawl by yourself. It always had to be with a team for some reason, and I'm glad I finally managed to put together one. It was fun looking at different stats and different RPG mechanics, and it actually did feel like I was a part of a real-life role-playing experience, like in being trapped in a video game kind of thing going on. For a time, things weren't so bad. I actually tested my mettle against these bosses. They put up a fight, some of them did. But for the most part, they seemed to be relatively easy pushovers compared to what they were saying about how other JSA members are having trouble dealing with these certain creatures. But meanwhile, our team just blazed through them like they were nothing. Things weren't so bad until the gray suits caught wind of our team's progression through the dungeon. A progression that they deemed was cheating. It was crazy though. I originally wanted to do missions for them and work beside them, but they just weren't having it. And I wondered why. However, for some reason, they seem to have more than enough time to pointlessly woo Fidelia into working with them in order to lead my team. I swear, you'd be scheming to the point where it's just weird. So, they deemed her the same way as I was and started ghosting her too. But we stood by and we stood strong together. We had a train to run. That was our goal, our ambition was a train. We just couldn't stop for these people, you know? We're only willing to make the stops for people who are willing to come aboard the train. Not these people who just make it difficult, probably throw their bricks and rotten tomatoes at it. Even there were times we felt like we had to even go by ourselves. Still, it felt like there was major progress being made. That's why, even after everything that we've faced and fought against now, I vastly choose this over anything that Montero Valley or JSA had to offer. This was still a wonderful experience for me. I learned that first and foremost when you came, Mike. You gave up everything to be here. And you're the type of person that we needed on this mission all along, and that's why we continue to fight. There are actually people out there who actually needed our help. Not like these people. That was crazy. The train should never stop for these people who are riding and throwing their torches and pitchforks at you. That was crazy. I'd never do anything for that. Instead, that train should be going full speed ahead and, and driving even faster away from them folks. And that's what we continue to do now. Blaze ahead until we find even more people just like you, Ike. That's why we said we needed them. We needed people like you. That's what we're searching for. That's the reason why we fight. Keep the train running. That's the goal.
That's crazy. Why on earth would they do something like that? You've seen the book's power time and time again, so it can't be a dud.
Questions I've asked myself time and time again. From the stories I've heard, this book was traditionally used as a shaming tool of incompetence. They used this tool in the same way the Order of the White Feather shamed men into listing for war. However, their feathers were symbols of cowardice.
Wait, what?
There was a time I actually wanted to prove to them that this book wasn't a dud and that I actually did have what it took to move up the ranks. There was also a time where I actually thought that unveiling the book's power in my team would put me in good standings with JSA, but it actually made it worse. Much worse. Instead of dealing with ghosting and snide remarks, I was then cheated out of jobs, benefits, and all those other accolades the other members received. Plus, eviction day was fastly approaching. That's when we made our choice.
Curious. What choice was that?
Simple. For us, the best way to win a game where we were designed to lose was to simply not play it.
Really? How so?
Their choices for us were made abundantly clear. Either we stay underdogs or be made underdogs by force. You just couldn't win with those people. So believe us when we say that it was an absolute godsend when Klein hired us for this bodyguard mission to protect you. As soon as we got the news, we didn't walk away from Montero Valley. We ran for our flipping lives out of that place, and we never looked back since.
Whoa. That's beyond crazy. However, when I first met both you and Fidelia, it was as if...
like we didn't have a care in the world? Our lives were completely perfect and had no real issues whatsoever? Yeah, we get that a lot. We just do our best to never give them that much power is all.
They did such horrible things to your team. I'm surprised you don't hate them.
Well, you're not supposed to hate anyone. We just developed a strong indifference towards them is all.
Indifference? What's that?
In a nutshell, that organization could strike oil, win the lottery, get bankrupt, or get struck by a meteor, and we just shrug our shoulders all the same. Don't get me wrong, hate would be an understandable reaction, but like love, it too requires a lot of passion and energy to be implemented, albeit in a negative form. Indifference is simply no energy or passion towards them. I just wanted to tell you all this because I finally wanted to make peace with how that whole situation turned out. Open confession is good for the soul after all.
Crazy. If people in your organization acted like that behind the scenes, I'm really glad we got a team that was the exact opposite to help us. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
It's always a pleasure. I actually laugh in hindsight. In the end, I did get my own unique item, put together my own team, and went off on my own mission. I got what I came for. They just couldn't accept that.
Yes, I knew I was right to come with your team. You'd be surprised how many people out here actually need to come across some heroes. My father would have loved to meet you all.
Thanks, Ike. That means a lot. If you don't mind me asking, what's your old man like? Sounds like a stand-up guy.
Well, believe it or not, he was the pilot who rescued the princess when she was young. Okay. What's with all the surprised looks?